And we're into it. On to Overpass here, Vendetta versus the Evil Geniuses, and a whole lot of fun on the way. I like fun. You like fun, Boggs?
I love fun. It's my favorite thing.
That's good. We all like fun. And you know what is fun?
Pistol
Connector
rounds?
stacks.
Ah.
That they're about
Yeah,
to
those
walk
two.
into. Ooh, all right, Chop. Oh, goodbye, Chop. But it's working out. It's okay, and the bomb can move. This connector stack could have been really deadly, but it's largely been diffused over by the Evil Geniuses side, and this positioning actually in towards construction gives them a lot of information on B. The only issue is Momo and, of course, Tender here in Con, but if they actually just move through Monster, there's not a whole lot Momo can do about that. And if, well, Stan gets this kill, it's going to get even worse. Momo has shifted in towards the site, so he's going to go ahead and commit into this fight. Bit of an interesting one. Grouping up. Timing's working out all right. The bomb is going to be planted. That certainly can't be denied from Vendetta, but they'll actually get pretty quick into the retake and quick into Wiz's crosshair. Okay. Well, down to just the one. Tender, what you got?
He's got 2 pistols. They say 2 is better than 1. We'll see if he can do anything more than just 1 kill. I don't think he's really thinking about going for it. Looks like he's playing exits nowadays, and he does get 1 more, make it 2. Now there's a chance for this retake. There's a bit of time. I don't think there's a kit down though. So there's a kit down far. He could have done it.
Yeah, would have been an ace. Would have been an ace clutch. Would have been baller. 3 kills ain't bad in that one. But definitely risky on the time front. Nice round for Evil Geniuses. I mean, the reality is, right, they tripped into the play that Vendetta had set up, but just executed well. So, could have been bad if they got caught by that 3 stack.
Yeah, if you destroy the connector stack, you should win the round. Just plain and simple. EG won the round relatively clean up until the point where Tender got the 2 exits. It was a really solid play overall. Chop with that entry, then the trades coming through. Vendetta never really had any legs to stand on after they got those legs removed in Con, so really good start for EG. Now they're going to go do their due diligence, clear out Con again. No connector stack, though, this time bathroom stack. Crossfire up top bath, and pretty defaulty round from EG, not wanting to walk into another stack again, at least unawares. They do have the heavy firepower advantage, though. Tender bought a P250. That's the only purchase made by the CT side. This is just a chance for the SMGs to farm. And as a matter of fact, Mike, there's 2 UMPs on the EG side.
I disagree with that deep in my pores. I don't understand why the umps come back. It confuses me.
I think because people want to believe it's good. Because of nostalgic memories of the UMP method.
It is objectively worse than the MP9. And
Yikes.
it's only $50 cheaper. Just gonna say that. But people like the ump. Something about the range fire on it. Players seem to like. I don't get it.
I mean, is the range fire better on the ump than the MP9 though? I don't believe it is.
I don't think so technically, but players think it feels better is what I've heard when I've tried to actually get answers on why people use it.
I feel like the MP9's a better laser at mid to long range. I feel like the ump's always a little unruly when it comes to the mid long range duels, but
I just know what I've heard, man, because there ain't no logical reason that I can figure out for it. Yeah, the $50 sometimes is an issue, but rarely, let's be real. This time, there's going to be rifles up on the other side, and Stan will be limited by that UMP, so let's see what he can do. Utility going to be deployed here, and especially for a team like Evil Geniuses, where a lot of what they do is about percentages and data, trying to use that to implement to improve their game. You would kind of think they'd look at this and go, UMP statistically, poo-poo.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Maybe Valens' developmental models say ump best gun.
Yeah, I want to see the statistics on that.
There you go. Conti just pushes into an angle. Rush gets caught slipping. He was even holding for that exact play, and he just gets deleted. Now this could be a huge one. That drops the bomb. Completely isolated. Wiz is swinging, and Pluto is catching. So this is bad for the Evil Geniuses. They have to recover even just to get back to the C4. 50 seconds on the clock. There is time to work, but these early efforts towards A have been disastrous.
Yeah, the early picks from Vendetta really strong. Just the A1S doing what it does best. Isolate a duel, spray down one player, fall away. Really good stuff here from Vendetta on the gun round. And Momo aggressing through Monster too. This is such a good idea. Getting all this information, clearing out the angles, nearly warning out long as Pluto, and he got him!
Player up. And
How's
okay,
he
if
got both?
Pluto just kills everybody, that won't matter, really. Walker, the last survivor, he knows the player's tucked just right. Should know this. Ooh, thought he was up top. Loses half of his health as a result of that slightly delayed read. And with 5 seconds, it seems like he's going to try and T-side save. Might get clocked here. They're just going to wait him out. And here it comes. First one found. No way he gets away from this. Oh my goodness, he did. All right. Well done, Walko. Thought you were an absolute dead man. Somehow limp out of it. But that's going to be a nice first round for Vendetta on the board. And I mean, it just came off of isolating individual fights and winning them.
Yep. And that's the thing. You would expect EG to be the team that's going to be isolating individual fights and winning them, right? Not Vendetta, if you look at the overall rosters. But EG just kind of wander aimlessly around, no utility, get dry peeked, get caught off guard, get caught napping in some senses, and now they're going to force into this round with a Tech 9, a couple Galils, a decent amount of utility overall. But yeah, I have to wonder, Mike, what would have happened if they would have, you know, bought the Mac 10 instead of the UMP? Perhaps, yeah, at least a little extra utility in this round. If not, the ability to perhaps sacrifice some util and go for the AK. Now, it's not a clean economic situation for Vendetta still. 1,900 on Tender, 1,800 on Consti, 13 on Momo. Below the $500 mark for Woohoo and Pluto. There's still danger, but if Vendetta can take the dry peaks again, get those openings once more, Rush is still waiting for it, but the Galil far inferior to the AK. This is still a good opportunity. The flash goes in, and yeah, Rush ain't winning that one. No way he can take out 2. Barely does any damage, and another good start for Vendetta here. Seems that the guns are kind of their magic wand.
The guns are most players' magic wands. Wiz, it's in the name. Maybe it's more of a staff. Positioning for Pluto could be bad. They've overlooked this position in towards bathrooms. Let's see if Walko clears it. If he has the presence of mind to check. He does. And he wins the fight even. So now that's okay. That was the big issue. That was the big fang in this. Provided he can... Oh, they're going to plant Optimus. I was going to say, if they plant Dice and maintain control of bathrooms, this is a really good post plant. Planting Truck leaves this a little bit worse because you're not really going to want to come back in with Walko. He's low. So these players up forward, they've got to do something. And Chop, well, he does nothing of the sort. Now Bomb's not planted for you. You lose the long player. This is just going to be a defuse, and there's not a whole lot Walko can do about it. That's unfortunate. I don't think they trusted Walko's positioning. He hadn't quite cleared out bathrooms fully, and it seems like they were wary of the connector presence coming through, but through doing that, through going for the Optimus plant, which is theoretically a bit of a safer plant, you leave yourself in rough positioning then for the post. And I mean, they just get swarmed. Vendetta's not hesitant about it. They, again, are very confident. If they think they've got you isolated, they're going to swing.
Yeah, I think maybe a bottom Optimus plant, like not on the truck itself, but just below, maybe from the rock plant, would have been a much better call for EG. It crosses the safe barrier, and at the same time, it gives you a more defensible position with the Tech 9. You can tuck it to Cubby, try and play a one and done with it instead of being on the truck, a little more exposed. Now it's pistols out for EG. They're running in. Momo's going to get the first. Tender will actually go down after getting one. Stan's picked up a pair, and Walko with one of the Tech 9. Their health is low, but the bomb plant is the name of the game here. That's nice from Pluto.
Goodbye,
That wins
Stan.
around the nade. Touchdown.
Quick round. 30-second round. My goodness. All right. Tried to go for the quick hit in towards B and Vendetta. We're ready for it. A little bit of damage done, but nothing catastrophic. Still, it will be the buyback up for Evil Geniuses. This is the full gun round. No limitations, no SMGs, all the utility you want. This is everything. Maybe not quite everything. Most everything.
Yeah. No
So if you're going to get her done, it's going to be the round. And Consti, he's whipped out the AWP.
No op on the other side. No op for EG. Consti has free reign of the range duels. And takes a little more of a delayed angle in towards short. Won't push the fire. Won't push his luck either. Now we'll start to aggress a little bit more. This is going to be a good amount of information. Woohoo, though, has to be careful not to get stabbed in the back by Stanislaw. His positioning going to be very interesting. Okay, he's up on the stairs. So he is safe for now. Does have Consti watching the angle too, but I believe the door's closed, so... Stan can cross safely. A lot of A pressure, though, from EG, trying to go back that direction again. But at what point do they start the B aggression? Vendetta. It was good from them a couple rounds ago. The door is blown asunder. So the ops got the angle. Stan will get woohoo, though, pushing down a little over aggressiveness. That gives up the first pick, as well as kind of tipping the cap over towards the B side here right now. And Vendetta have not rotated the extra player back towards A. It's all down to Pluto. But Pluto's good in the multi-kill situations, can definitely hold the line here as they walk right towards him.
Yeah, he's very isolated. You're going to need something out from Pluto. The nade gives him away. They know he's tucked in the corner. He can't get away from this one. So Rush is going to wait for some teammates again at the same angle. Maybe they swing together. Maybe there's a flashbang for it. This will buy the time. That little bit of hesitance to take the fight, to take the engagement. This will buy the time for the rotations up. But it's only 2 players. Momo's elected to go for the long flank round. Is an interesting choice. So holding the line, 2 players bunched in. Oh, the collat into the corner. Walko will manage to polish that one off, but again, speaking of long rotations, well, Momo, he's out towards long, and he's not been hurt. Momo goes down. They have no idea where Momo's coming from. Gonna get the backstab here. Right now, Walko's not looking for it. He has no idea, no expectation, and Momo's gonna play the time. Try and go for the patience, try and go for the shot, try and go for the play around here. There's the one triggered. Knows he's got to fight, knows he's got to chase, and Wiz gets the finishing blow. An important kill to find. It's not comfortable, it's not clean. It is as messy can be, but it is a round win for the Evil Geniuses.
Messi's a sloppy Joe there, Mike, but in the end, it's EG who dine. It's EG who get the round. It's that Molotov, that incendiary grenade thrown, that costs Momo the round too. If he keeps his gun out, he wins the fight. But he tries to play a little bit too big brain for his own good. He tries to play a little too tactical in a situation where it's bare knuckle brawl. And he just gets caught out with the util. Can't get his gun out in time, and Wiz will actually grab the op. And more importantly for EG, they've set Vendetta back to the pistols. EG looking for bare minimum 6 rounds of this T-side overpass. If they're able to get 7, 8, they should have the map on lock. It is their pick, so they should be winning it anyways. But up against the pistols, it should be quite clean. Good flash for Rush to entry, and a couple more players down the pit. Rush with 1 more. Does fall, actually, a couple of kills on the pistol. So good economic damage coming through from Vendetta, which is something they've been able to do quite often, is doing the economic damage. Which is definitely, holy crap, who got another one out of that? That is a lot of damage, and the 5-7 might still be able to pick up 1 more.
It's interesting to look at what's going on in a lot of these rounds for EG. They're losing a lot of fights that you don't need to. Bodies are being lost, and it seems like there's an element of like second guessing the information that they have. Like, they know that player's water. I don't think there's a way that he could have gotten away from water. They're still wary. Obviously, they have to check for Pluto. Now Pluto might just get a fight. Well done from Stanislaw. It comes right down to the wire. At least be able to save the op, the expensive guns, but it does mean not a lot's going to build up. Not a huge deal if you're T-side that's consistently getting bomb plants. But it's something to keep an eye on for the future. Vendetta will invest back in here. EG have pulled into the lead, and it's again a situation where the money's not great for the CTs. They don't have an op. There's limitations to the util. Do we have a kit? We have no kit.
Oh boy.
That can come back to bite him.
Tender. Don't need a helmet, Tender. If he doesn't have a helmet, he can buy a kit.
His ears are cold. Austin, his ears are cold.
Well,
you're in sunny California, but some places it's cold this time of year.
Oh, I'm actually in Central Texas now, but same difference.
You're in Central Texas now?
Yep.
When did that happen?
January. January, so it's been a bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Somehow missed that. How's Central Texas?
It's actually cold for once. It's like 68.
Huh. Apparently you and I need to catch up.
Yeah, we do. It's been too long.
Been too long. Well, now.
Need to get you out to Dallas. Have some more barbecue.
Are you in Dallas?
Close enough.
Okay. Fun town. Flashbangs. Engagement here by Monster. We got a boost up. Looking for a shot in towards sight. There is a player near the toxic barrel, so you'd imagine Stan might get an opportunity here, but he's not seeing it, so he's going to back away. They're grouped up. They're masked. And if they head in toward the B side right now, I mean, this is exactly what Vendetta's hoping for. This is going to be an absolute meat grinder. And they're just going to do it. No information for Evil Geniuses, but they're going to go ahead and go for the hit. And straight into the meat grinder, as it was aforementioned. Wiz is going to commit through. They have no idea that Tender's still here, and, well, it's over. Tender and Pluto were still towards the monster side. That was 100% a stack from Vendetta, and without any information, Evil Geniuses, they will get chopped to pieces.
The one time they should be hesitant in a situation, they kind of just go all in. So they've been playing a little more on the scared side, and the one time they decide to throw caution to the wind, they run into the stack. And it's also broken their economy here. Tech 9's on 2, a Galil, an AK, a Deagle, 3 flashes, 3 smokes. It's a pretty pitiful pie, considering the fact they have 4 rounds out of 8, and they're on the T side. Their economy has been in a rough spot pretty much the entirety of the game so far, and this should get the lead back for Vendetta. Pluto helps out Consti, gets a couple of kills here. Just the AK and the Tech 9 left. Now just the Tech 9 of Stanislaw, and what could be a flawless victory for Vendetta. It will be 1 casualty, the nade to finish off Stan. But that's back-to-back 4-player alive rounds for Vendetta. Great for that CT economy. You can see how much a couple of these players have. 2 in that 4K range. Pluto just shy at 3,700. And now for a CT side, this is where the ball can really get rolling. They can start to build up momentum. They can start get the op back in Consti's hands. EG could be in trouble.
I'm really curious. I mean, this round we're expecting nothing from EG, right? But if you've seen the last few, they've been running very straightforward plays. There's not been a lot of defaulting. There's not been a lot of info gathering. I mean, 2 rounds ago, it was just a 4-man push in towards B. No information. Last round, I mean, that's just a straight fountain play. That's fine. You've got a limited buy. You kind of got to go for something. Just doesn't work out. But I'm curious when the rifles come back out if we see a little bit more of a default or if we see them going for these very straightforward plays, because it's a bit surprising to me. It's been a bit one-dimensional.
Yeah. Even their defaults were rather one note. It was pretty much leave 1 lurk, 3-4 players bulk 1 direction, and we take that site. There hasn't been really any fluidity to the EGT side, which is a major concern, and Vendetta are kind of just catching on to it too by essentially putting early warning systems towards A, and then stacking the rest towards B. Lots of damage, no kills coming through here for EG, and that'll be 2 players down in the last 3 rounds for Vendetta. Phenomenal now on that T side, plus 2 AKs to work with, or CT side, excuse me. They're looking good. If they can get a little more, they'll be fine. I think you're looking at 10 though right now is the expectation for Vendetta the way these last few rounds have unfolded.
Yeah, not necessarily. Not quite yet. Little premature just yet. Double digits is a long way off. But I can understand. It's looking good for them. I mean, the reality is they haven't done anything too fancy. But they're shooting quite nicely. At least early on. Evil Geniuses are making life difficult for themselves. At least this time, EG, I mean, they're again going for a very straightforward play. Not leaving anyone outside of Monster is surprising.
Or even Con. Nobody being.
No presence Con, no presence Monster. They're just going for a 5-man play towards A, mostly just towards long as well. They've got the space here because Vendetta have left heavy presence down towards the lower site. But here's going to be the thing. They're so slow and methodical in taking this space that now the rotations are coming through. Woohoo's already here. 2 more players are moving up. They've got positioning in towards construction, so Vendetta can feel super safe about this. And this is such a slow, grindy clear, even just of the bathrooms, that by the time you hit the site, there might as well be 5 players there. Pluto's in connector. He's found a kill. He's going to start to withdraw alongside Momo. I mean, this is very telegraphed. It's about as telegraphed as it gets. Pluto's position means that they can comfortably assume it's not going to be towards B. I'm even surprised Momo's still here and hasn't rotated up.
I think it's because they have no info Monster. And they're thinking, there's no way they keep going out of this, which EG are. And now they've telegraphed it with all the smokes. Consti can swing for a free kill, goes back for the long player of Walco. Rush does find one in the meantime, but time is getting too far gone. Conflank's coming through, Rush goes down, so does Stan. And EG are playing incredibly telegraphed CS. They're throwing flares up in the air. Mike, they're just launching them up, saying, hey, we're going this direction. And Vendetta are probably wondering why this is working out so easily and what they're doing.
This is kind of like a It's the worst of both worlds. It's slow, methodical, one-dimensional CS. If you're going to play slow, methodical CS, one of the things that teams like to do is you zone out specific space, you spread across the map to leave the threat that you might go either way. Except EG haven't been doing that. They haven't even been leaving alert really down towards B, so they haven't really had the option to rotate down and take a second read. They've just been very slow in their first read. That's a nice kill for Rush. This is a straightforward play. They get a second as well, so an advantage potentially. Now weaponry can be picked up as well. A couple guns. Lost a lot of health on Stanislaw. And a smoke will be thrown top connector. But again, is that just to keep...
That's just to keep anybody from picking it.
Pushing? No, they've got options here. Wiz is clearing out towards Fountain. Now they can actually rotate. They can actually make a move in the double push out monster. That gets punished. Well done for Chop. Spots another player. They know there's maximum one towards A, so they are going to adjust and head this direction. There's a lot of utility actually available here for EG. This round could bear fruit. I need to get in position to throw it. So here it goes. Smoke in. Consti trying to hold the line. He's being pressured. He's going to be tagged up as well. Dropped low. There's the kill. And this is looking good for the Evil Geniuses. Bomb's going to go down. Ticking away. Woohoo. Yeah, your money's good. But without a kill here, I don't know if he's going to be too tempted to go for it.
It looks like he is thinking the save here. Just waiting for a push. Maybe with that smoke fades, he'll go for it. I do like the retreat, though, from EG. The op from Wiz pretty much seals this deal anyways. And that's a messy duel for Woohoo. You got to back off after that one, but no smoke either for the bomb. No real way to get that diffused through, and he'll just back away. EG will be able to find a way to win a round. A pretty messy round from both sides. EG getting a bit lucky with those aggressive pushes coming through from Vendetta without the utility to back them up. And EG capitalized on a couple of mistakes made by Vendetta. They get themselves around. I mean, this is another one. No flash over the top. The trade is a bit late, too, which could have been punished as well. That second swing was quite late and was a bit of a 50-50 duel. Vendetta lucky to honestly save that M4A1 out of that round. Nice buy for both sides, though, here. Oh, failed Molotov, and EG don't want to take advantage of it again, Mike. They're doing the same thing. Bulk up one direction, throw nothing. Okay, one smoke towards top of bathrooms. That's the one piece of anything they're throwing towards A this round. Momo's already spotted. And if I'm Vendetta, I've known they have not faked once. I'm rotating my players down here. They're already pushing up. That's a good opening, actually, 2 for Rush. Tender trades it back with 2 of his own. The Flames will not keep him at bay, and he's just stuck in the middle of no man's land. His rotations have taken so long, they're not even through the doorway yet out towards Bridge. Wiz is clearing up on site. He'll plant with the op in hand. And Vendetta are up against the wall here with these 2 guns on a retake. Minimal utility. If they don't get a kill quickly, a save probably should be called, although Pluto is pretty much stuck fighting here.
Yeah, at this point, Pluto's committed. Consti can withdraw, but yeah, Pluto trying to get back across. He's done for. No dice on that one. The op will likely live, but this is going to be Evil Geniuses clearing 6 rounds. I mean, this is already getting a lot more success. It was looking quite dire for a bit, but Vendetta this time get caught a bit flat-footed. And look, at the end of the day, even if you're making a relatively telegraphed play, if you get the kills, if you get the hits, it's all good. And the thing for EG, the difference on their B hits as opposed to what they were doing towards A, is when they go B, the time between throwing your initial salvo of utility and actually committing through is a lot shorter. When they were clearing out bathrooms, they were throwing a lot of those early smokes, getting very grindy in the way they're actually taking the space. And that's where you give the options for Vendetta to rotate numbers up. If you don't have major numbers in the fight, it's a lot harder to convert. So this is the last full buy that we're going to get through from Vendetta. And there's only 2 rounds left in the half. So let's see if Vendetta can recover the advantage here, or if it might be Evil Geniuses who head into the second with a slim lead.
It would be a major collapse for Vendetta if that does come to pass. If they do go down into the second half down a round, it would be a huge collapse. They had everything set up to at least get a free 8th against the Pistols of EG, and they couldn't convert it. They lost the last round by a slow rotation, a slow read. And this time, they lose it. They're reset it should be an 8th on the board for EG. Keyword should there. But at the bare minimum, they will have 7. So, Vendetta should probably be kicking themselves in the rear a little bit after the half, regardless of the end result. 9-6, it very easily could have been a 10-5 for them. And now EG starting to pull something a little more dynamic. The con control is there. They put pressure towards A, a little bit of pressure outside B, but Momo might have all the vision he needs behind that smoke once it fades. And if Pluto gets the opening here, the rotations need to come. If you're Vendetta, you have to know EG do not fake. They go one direction with everybody they have. And Pluto's got that opening kill. The nade will do a little bit. The flash can do more. The swing will yield nothing but damage onto Stanislaw. But the rotations are up. The con player's there.
They're trying to rotate down. Oh, they get lucky. That's fortunate. Stanislaw catches Tender in rotation. If Tender had just held them in, I mean, this is a full rotate with no information outside of B. So the players have to come back in for Vendetta. They're a little caught out. The block wings are good. This is where things start to look very good for the Evil Geniuses. Bomb's going to be down man advantage. I believe Stan spotted the player going left side graffiti as well. The Consti. Position should be known. Stan takes a bevy of util damage, but he's able to slip. This is a tough retake. Guns like to live into the next, so they are going to go ahead and back away. Vendetta conceding 7 on over to the Evil Geniuses. Just trying to keep something available for the last. I will say, though, EG blind rotating down into con. No information, no positioning in towards B. That could have gone a lot worse. They catch Tender, though. They get that first shot, and from there, it's all gravy, baby.
Love a good gravy.
You a white gravy or brown gravy?
I'm a brown gravy guy.
You're in Texas now. You had a chicken fried steak?
I have not yet, but...
You haven't had chicken fried steak? Chicken fried steak with a nice white peppercorn gravy is incredible.
I just feel like it ruins a good piece of meat.
It's not. It's a very cheap cut of meat.
Oh. That would make sense then.
It's more like a schnitzel than anything else.
Okay.
Go have a chicken fried steak. Trust me.
I'll have to put it on the list. I will trust you, because I do trust your culinary habits, man. So, put it on the list, and oh boy, Consti. That's not the right occasion to be that dry. Oh
well,
boy.
the just taking the fights situation works, and sometimes doesn't. Ooh, okay. Pluto playing on the edge of the smoke. He catches one, but does he realize 2 already passed him? Likely not. And indeed, that will be a freebie shot to the temple. A lot of pressure is going to be on Woohoo here. He's the only player towards this side of the map. If he drops, he's going to get adventurous. A lot of times you'll see players withdraw in this situation. Not Woohoo. He will boldly go forth and frag. All right, fair enough. Going to get traded out here. It's complete madness. The players walked up con. What is happening? What is happening in this round? I think I'm losing my mind, but Rush will restore some sanity. The CTs were everywhere, but they weren't in the halftime break. we're back into it here. Dualies galore for Rush and Walco. See if they go for the double con setup. I feel like I've seen them play that before, but this time it seems like no. Just the single con for Walco. Everybody else towards B. Set up for a B rush. But it is Rush. Pushing some control in towards construction. And in the meantime, Pluto has found that no one is home towards A. So is he going to call for the rotation? They're rotating, having not seen anything construction. This seems like a preemptive read. They had a 5-man stack on B, and now they're moving everyone up. No info through Monster. First contact con. That's been taken, but here's Pluto. That might tip them off to further think that this is an A take. In the meantime, the bulk of this presence from Vendetta moves out on towards B. So, roll out the red carpet. Because while there was a 5-man stack here not too long ago, it's free and clear for the taking now. At least until Rush swings from construction with dualies. What, again, is happening in this round? Rather maddening in terms of positioning. Back and forth we go, and the kills are working out for Vendetta. Okay, all on to Rush. Gonna take the ace from him this time. And he's swinging out with the dual pickles. It's not gonna happen here. Woohoo puts him down.
Another very awkward round in this one. How many awkward rounds have we had in this matchup? It's been so very weird. The reads have been bizarre for both sides. And this time it's EG.CT side where they're like, we've seen nothing. So let's all go this direction.
How quickly the rotations come through from both sides and how full the rotations are. I don't...
Yeah.
Everything feels like a 5-man commit either way off of little information. They cleared construction, but they had no vision of Monster. And while they're clearing construction, they leave nobody towards A or bathrooms. It's just interesting. Oh, we're going to get a hero rifle in this one. It's a full investment. It's
no utility besides the flash.
Rough full investment. And again, there's 4 players down towards B and just the one in Wiz. Who is he even on A or is he Heaven? Oh, Heaven. Okay, so this is a full 5-man stack.
4.5, because he's going back and forth here.
This time I at least understand it. You've got a very limited buy. You go for a gamble stack, or you get one in the next with maybe some more utility behind it. But now they're rotating up. I'm actually surprised they're rotating. With the hate coming on A, I figured it'd just be a sit.
Look at Tender. Tender's on the flank. He's going to backstab.
There's the boost up. Okay. Stan gets a little bit of damage. Kind of gets away with that one, but another smoke up. Bomb planted. Tender with the backstab. Chop gone. They're swinging. They're committing. They're committing to this retake, and it's a massacre. Unsurprisingly, this is turning into a massacre. Rush is the lone survivor. He's going to have the rifle at least, maybe, if he can find it. Somewhere on the step, he can't. Uh-oh. And he's gone, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird one. I don't know what's going on in this game, Mike. I've lost the plot on this one.
Surprised at some of the decision making. Put it that way. But
I
does
would
feel
agree.
a little madcap. It is going to be an eco from Evil Geniuses in this one. A little extra money saved on Wiz, presumably to get towards an AWP in the next. So this round we're not expecting much. Single flashbang. Go for a pistol stack. Maybe go for the monster swing. It's kind of a classic. Strawless nades go through. They don't find anybody. And this could be a couple players moving into the meat grinder. Could be. Walco's gone. Okay, they've filled the blades of the meat grinder right now. Kind of a wimpy meat grinder. A little TK there. Why not? Well, Woohoo makes up for it by spraying down 3 more. Pluto got in the way of his violence. Never get in the way of a man chasing ecos.
Yeah, they're delicious frags to find. I mean, it's a great confidence boost. It's easy peasy. And Woohoo wanted them all.
It's like trying to get between an NACS player and ego frags is like trying to get between a pit bull and a steak. You just don't do it.
I mean, you could change out the pit bull for me and it would still work.
You don't quite have the bite force.
That is true.
I hope.
I do
Werewolf
too.
Box. You kind of got the. You could do a werewolf. You got the beard for it. Halloween
I don't
costume
know.
idea.
That is true. Or I could just be the Ancient Aliens guy.
He never had a beard. Got the hair, I guess.
Look at this read, though, from EG. They have the long control of the op. They have 2 players in the player in con towards B. It's almost a capitulation of the site. There's no real way to fight this. The bomb's gonna go down for free if it's actually here, and there's the rotation already taken care of. Momo's in a good spot to deal with something. Gets the dink down, and okay, that's nice from Tender, but Chop, behind the smoke, has yet to make his move. It all comes down to what Chop can do here, and it's nothing. Gets spotted out. Wiz shouldn't even be contemplating this at all.
I mean, once he gets the first kill, it's definitely viable. But the problem is, right, the 2 players rotating in from construction, it's just very disjointed for the players on site. So they're still 2 in towards water, but there's nothing to distract the actual Vendetta players. They're kind of sitting. It's very disjointed. It's very disjointed from Evil Geniuses, it feels like. Players
Yeah, it feels like...
They're trying to operate together, but they're... I wonder whether it's comms or whether it's reactions, but it doesn't feel... They're not... Their actions aren't in concert. Everything's very hurried. As soon as presence is detected, it's the full rotation with no real, like, no caution. You know?
Yeah.
Wild abandon jumping on through, and it's interesting.
And the thing is, too, it's hurry. It's the opposite of hurry up and wait. It's wait, and then hurry. It's do nothing, sit on the couch, channel surf, and then go do everything in 2 seconds. It's like if you forgot to take the meat out of the freezer before your mom comes home. And then you hear her pull up in the driveway. It's like that kind of panic after doing nothing. And Vendetta are in full control of this map now. They have EG right where they want them, on a broken buy. Armor on a couple of players, an MP9. Why not a UMP stand? You bought a UMP last round. Hey, that's why the MP9 is better than the UMP. Exhibit A, right there.
To be fair, he bought the T side. So maybe he just doesn't like a Mac 10.
Still really good.
Well, maybe he doesn't fancy it. Pluto, solo unit here, out towards A. He's going to try and throw 1 smoke and draw a rotation, and based on what we've seen from Evil Genius, it's not a bad bet. You can see Rush is already floating up, that 1 smoke thrown. But detecting presence towards the other side, I'll think better of it.
Vendetta looks scared now. They look very wary of making a move. And they're going to try
they're
to
just actually grouping up for the spacing. So now the take's going to come through. You got utility sailing out. Nice shot from Walko. Molotov maybe a tick late. You can't really blame him for that, but this is now just some snappy shooting. The stack is here. The bulk of the presence, and these pistols are having some serious impact. Tender and Consti going to try and bring it back, at least keep it from just being players stealing their guns and running off into the next round. Damage is important here, but they don't realize Walko's still dancing around the pillar. He'll be dropped. He'll be taken down. Tender alone. 1v3. Players to find back now. It's going to be everything. He'll take down the barrels player, but it is Chop and Stanislaw to take a much-needed round win. They had to get it there. And Evil Geniuses, some snappy shooting from the young guns on the site. Pays off.
It's a good hold. Nice shot there from Walko. And the lack of a flashbang on the entry is what really hampers Vendetta on the take. 1 flashbang over top of Monster. You don't have to deal with the 1 dig from Walko unless it's pure luck. So, it's the lack of that little extra utility that costs Vendetta. And they had the preparation, they had the time for it. They just don't utilize it in the end. And we've seen both teams fall victim to the dry peaks throughout the course of this map so far. And Stanislaw might even go hunting up long. It looks like he's just going to play bait and switch with Wiz, or switch and bait, as he's probably the first point of contact regardless. But Vendetta are defaulting out a little bit more, something we did not see from Evil Geniuses throughout their entire T-half. It still looks like an A lean, though. And
I mean, could be. This is the more traditional default where you leave options open, right? You start to take some control around the bathrooms. You start to clear some space. There's the long lean from Evil Geniuses. You've got your connector presence. You've got your construction presence. Provided all of that stays alive, that gives you a ton of options. Now, admittedly, Tender is poking. Oh, Tender's going into the site. Okay. Solo pushing towards B. Tender is presumably going to die here. Yes, indeed, he will. So, yeah. All right. A little bit isolated in towards the fights. They do drop the 2 players in bathrooms, and this is going to be very dismal for Vendetta now.
Yep.
So that's a little
I feel like I cursed him
on the lurk for Tender, shall we say? But as it is now, Woohoo completely isolated. No chance at a trade here. Making a solo push around. Will got caught by Rush. There's no chance for Momo to build upon that. Momo will get a kill way back out towards long, but at this point, 18 seconds. Timer's running out, and EG are just trying to collapse on him. Gonna snag that off. Maybe just get away with it. Wiz wants to chase. A missed shot. A little bit of awkwardness. 5 seconds. Don't get clocked. Unfortunately, they'll put him down before that timer runs out.
Yeah, he doesn't get clocked, which is good. The clock does not stop on him. It's not a 4th down turnover, you know what I mean? So he's fine there. The only thing is, the money's not. No money at all. It's gonna be Glocks, maybe a P250, Tech 9 Deagle for Momo. No, he's going Glock. Okay, late P250 purchase. There we go. But a flash, 2 nades, that's it. A couple of nades probably going to be used monsters, or they're going to go for the boost stack nades. We'll see how they want to utilize those. There's a flashbang, the one flashbang used for one singular entry. It is shut down. The spray from CHOP will find a couple more. Nice little double there. But of course, the Arico frags, the most fun frags to find. And a chance for a full flawless round for EG. Good for their economy, and Tender's going to just be hopping away from this one. Wants nothing to do with it. And at this point,
a long route, see if he can't sneak a gun. But just a Glock, don't really fancy these chances, frankly.
Unless he runs into
Might
Rush.
be one of those times where you just go die.
Definitely should be a time to just go die. Unlike the Paul McCartney song. It is time to die.
Come on out, Tender. Think of our schedule.
Still got at least another map here.
Down low. I mean, look, if he connects with Rush or CHOP, there's a chance to take a gun out, have some sort of impact in this round. But if he's just going to have 50 seconds to run around and decide whether he's going to run to the angle or not. There we go. Eventually it was going to happen. Not a whole lot you can do with that. Maybe just he was just trying to buy some time for his teammates to talk over what to do in the next round. That's understandable if he does. Take that little extra clock. Give yourselves a chance. We weren't expecting much of anything out from Vendetta in that round. Here's where we get the potential swing from either side. Evil Geniuses, a lot of bank built up. They're not going to be done after this one, regardless of what happens. But for Vendetta, here's where you want to get the T-side guns going.
Molotovs will go out towards Top T Con and towards party or playground as well. Nade will come through. No damage onto anybody. Bit of B presence here. Consti spamming the smoke. Chop around it out towards water. There's a nice easy pick on
why
the
you
Tender.
don't walk smokes, folks.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's enticing, you know, you want to be a smoke criminal, but you know what they say.
That's why it's
crime
risky.
doesn't pay.
I mean, it paid pretty well. Been a smoke criminal at least for a long time. Stanislaw comes back in for the clear. He's going to find this completely blank because there's no fountain presence. So that's a nice little bit of walkabout there for Stan. And Vendetta now getting 2 kills lost, completely isolated. They're going to group up the remaining 3 in towards construction. Try and go for a little bit of a boost here to check Toxic. Maybe could catch Rush. Eee. They spotted the bomb. And Rush checks it. Realizing, hey, something's got to be up at this point. He's got the awareness. So this one's looking like a nothing doing type of round. Momo and Consi, there's a world where they even just called the T-side save, but doesn't seem to be the case. Momo's just going to solo make the play around and towards construction. Might get caught by this con player in second, and does look like Consti is already thinking about that save.
I feel like with the lost levels they're on, saving here isn't the best idea because there's a good chance they'll die after time. EG are going to hunt this. At least they should. Consti's going to try and stay alive here, and actually he should be fine unless Stanislaw will not go up the ladder. They're going to push around, spray down Disco. What else can they buy? That's going to be pistols. That's how it all started, though. That little peek through the smoke and then stand on the flank around. Vendetta, they had so much control. They had a lot of opportunity. And then what happened? They lost to pistols. Which
These head rounds be hard, yo.
This happened this game. Yeah, they do.
Maybe had.
But when one singular flashbang could have changed the whole fate of this game,
Sure.
it makes it rough. And Mirage is next, which, given how scrappy this one's been, I think is going to play right to Vendetta's hands. Okay, they got a kill. They got a free rifle to pick up. Maybe there's something they can do in this round, especially if they can catch Walker with the chill out. They've got the AK back in hand. Only 1 for 1 again. Not good enough from EG here. They need to make this one clean.
Wiz is isolated in towards the site with the AWP. It's going to make life very difficult for him. Fortunate to stay alive. Smoke Bloom's just in time. Now he is alone. Oh, 1v1. Dancing with the devil. Dancing around the pillar. Pluto coming. Looking. Pluto quicker on the trigger. He will take that over the line, preventing Evil Geniuses from moving smoothly on with the lead. It's a big round to find for Vendetta. Not exactly what I would call replicable, but a huge round win for them to find. Now a boss is going to come through. You'd imagine this is from Evil Geniuses. There's something they want to adjust. Plenty of money to buy back in. That's not a huge issue.
It's actually a Vendetta timeout, Mike.
Disaster.
So Vendetta wanted to call the pause here.
Oh,
I think
all right.
it's a calm clear. I think it's a calm down. Let's relax here. Still got a few more rounds to go. Timeout instead of a talk things over timeout, because it's not a replicable round, but it's a huge one, momentum wise and mentality wise, for the Vendetta squad. It has to be their pivot point. They have to be able to pivot into a winning formula here from that round, from a big clutch on a negligible buy. This is their opportunity now. They've returned the favor to EG, given them a taste of their own medicine. They just have to convert. They just have to go for 2, and they have to make it work here. And, well, there's an opportunity they can get the pick onto Stan if they wanted to go through party, but everyone's going long, and there's no distinct defender here. Wiz is all the way up towards Divider. Stan very tunneled in towards Con. It's going to be a matter of timing, really, that what happens first. Do they peek into the op, which it is the case, or do they creep up long and clear out the side first? That it should telegraph at least the general idea of what Vendetta are doing here, given the connector control and the monster control that EG have right now. Heads up play there from Tender, catching the connector flank from Stan, and that does give Vendetta an option to this round. The off needs to strike. That's a good one from Wiz. Rush from Bank. Cash money right there. 1-2. Not quite the third. And Consti with an off of his own and a 1-on-3. 36 seconds on the clock's a lot of time to try and stay alive. They know where he is, but the bomb is down on sight. The money's not great for EG. Chop should have this kill, though. Consti's going to walk right into it. There's that 13th for Evil Geniuses. That should put them on the right road to victory here. Money's going to be gone again for Vendetta unless they want to buy up in somewhat half-buy
Likely don't want to
fashion.
go for the force here. Half buy with the pistols, give yourselves a chance, but risking it in the force would put you in a situation where you're playing for overtime, realistically. So they'll take the wise choice, go for a couple rounds instead of just risking the biscuit. Chill on out here. It's looking good for Evil Geniuses, though. That was a nice recovery off of a round that got way too shaky. Heavy presence Con. I think Wiz hears that. They're not really making any secret of it. Flashbang there to catch, but the players have already retreated, and they are backing right off. Could be rough. Wiz just gets around the corner. They realize they're both in the same angle. Doesn't matter. Rush is here in the nick of time. He's the cavalry. And now, well, the cavalry arrived. And this is looking like a slaughter. Vendetta just trying to chase after what they know was in front of them, but at this point with the bomb drop, with everybody here for Evil Geniuses, there likely should be nothing to this round.
Now, what kind of cavalry are we talking here? Are we talking horses? Are we talking armored vehicles? Are we talking air cav? What kind of cavalry, Mike? What do you think Rush would like to be? Would he like to be a horse charging? Would he like to be a tank? How about a Huey with Fortunate Son blaring in the background?
I think he's riding a greased up hog into battle. Like a rodeo.
The War Pigs?
No. Literally, like, so there's a thing. I don't know if they still do it, rodeos. You, like, grease up a pig and a bunch of people just try and catch it. Just grab one of those,
seen that, but
and it's just taken off. With him on it. Riding into battle.
that's a visual. That's an image I didn't know I would ever see in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I think that's what he wants to be.
Riding a greased up hog into battle.
You know, the Welsh said corgis were the battle mounts of fairies?
That's adorable.
Or ferocious.
And sounds pretty on brand for Welsh people.
War horses.
War corgis.
Wargos. Heard of wargs? Have you heard of wargies?
I mean, technically they would be in the same vein as a warg. It's essentially just Lord of the Rings wolves, so...
Yeah.
Like
Wargies.
Lord of the Rings dire wolves. Yeah, I like it. Make that a t-shirt. A wargie. There's an idea for someone.
Ooh. Here we go.
You heard it.
Stanislaw pushing along. He wants to go for the check. There's an op set up with Wiz as well. Consti's going to come looking. So he's going to be the contact. This could determine the round, actually. Consti with the swing. Flashbang there. There's the clear. But Stanislaw gets the one. Do they know that the op is posted? I think they spotted it. But a 1-for-1 exchange. Vendetta seemed to content themselves with that. It'll bring some focus as well. Wiz and Rush fairly committed into this. He's going to leave this two-man setup construction to be the critical hold here for Evil Geniuses. At least for now. Vendetta moving into Monster. May not actually trigger it. So if this take does come through Monster, then a lot of it's going to be about Momo coming out con. Tiny Vocal caught with a smoke. What was that?
I don't
Really
know.
leaving himself exposed to Monster without any information about what was going on there. That was a big risk, and he was punished for it. Rush, though, might be mitigating that punishment. Rush is going to have to keep going ham, and, well, they lose to the left side. Traded out, though. Advantage available. The AWP from Wiz going to have to get her done. And he will attempt to face on in. Where someone could be pushing him. But he's going to attempt this 1v2. Kit's available. There's a smoke as well.
Where's
He's
a
in their
rifle
posture, and
for
he's going to have to shoot his way through.
He needs a rifle. He needs an automatic rifle, or it's going to get timinged. Nice shot by Woohoo. Good headshot from him. Woohoo's been solid throughout this game. I mean, you take away the team kill, he's at 23. But really, Tender, Pluto, and Woohoo have been the keys to the game here for Vendetta. They've been their bright spots. Pluto, he's rolling double duty, too. He's calling the strats here for this Vendetta side. He's IGLing as well as being their consistent top fragger. He's a really solid all-around player, and, well, he's bought an ump, which now makes me want to take back everything I just said about him. Come on, Pluto. Wait. Okay, he would have had... he's just shy of a Galil. That's a shame. He wants the extra flashbang. Makes sense.
Understandable there.
Stan saw the head, though. He's got the info.
Oh,
That's
this angle
free.
is brutal. Goodbye, Consi. Stanislaw playing with it. I mean, he would have had to give it up if it was a second later. The smoke was fading. So timing works out beautifully there for Stanislaw, and as the lone A-site defender, he's going to be very happy to have found that kill and be able to fall away. He's actually going to drag Rush up as well. That's not where that molly was supposed to go.
I like this aggression of Long from EG, especially as that smoke comes through. Pluto can't get the shot with the op to connect. And Wiz will do the exact opposite. In fact, he'll make the bomb drop at his feet. The flash will do nothing but Momo. That's a disgusting headshot, just swinging around the smoke and just connecting that dink. 3-on-4, though. Vendetta still down a player. And a bit up a creek in the situation, too. The time is not good for him. Stan, though, he can make things work nicely for EG. Get them to map point. Mirage waiting his map to the pick of Vendetta. but Tender's just making noise, and Stan's been dropped. Can Rush be the hero? He's been great so far. He's got to hold him down from Optimus. I like that bomb drop from Momo. Have Pluto get the plant with the rifles, hold the angle, but the time it's low, and Rush comes up big time. Momo's going to try and recover. Chop cuts him down. It's Tender with nothing he can do to just try and stay alive. They don't know where he is, or at least he'll save the AK. But that's map point for EG, and no money for Vendetta. And Stan with that free opening pick just really starts it off nicely for the EG squad.
That he does. So it's been very messy throughout. It's been very back or forth this game, but it does feel like it may just be coming to a close. Vendetta gonna try and do something about that. Gonna try and do a little something with the fight.
It's an EG timeout here at this point, Mike.
Now gotta secure things.
I like
Try and
it
guess
because
what they're going to do.
I don't feel like EG's necessarily been winning rounds overly convincing in a lot of situations. There's been times where things have been, at best, it could be described as off the cuff. So for EG, make sure you get all your T's crossed, all your I's dotted. Maybe even get a signature in or two. Work on that John Hancock. But they have to win this round. They can't let Vendetta back into the game. It's a Mac 10, a Tech 9, a Galil 2 AKs. Utility is sparse for Woohoo with just a Molotov in hand. What appears to be a B lean from Vendetta. Maybe a 5-man rush. Oh, the read from EG. Mike, they had 4 players there in the initial. They've rotated Wiz back up to A. But they still have 3 players here. If Vendetta can't get the right utility pieces in, they can't blind these players on the push. EG have 16. And we're getting ready for Mirage.
Well, some of those flashes going to connect, but so far in the wash, it's been pretty good. Momo, 2 big kills. Rush continuing to have impact here, and now Stanislaw with the construction peak leaves everything on a constancy. 1v3, he's at least got an AK to his name, but he's out of play. And we are going through. It's going to be Mirage. Well, what a nice showing here for Evil Geniuses. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be a map they're going to want to look back on and use as teaching tape. I think there's a lot to learn from the other side of things. I think that the T side in particular, there was a lot of rough moments, making plays without a lot of information, you know, sort of relying on the numbers to hopefully go through. And clearly Vendetta showed that when they've got an even stack in terms of the actual